Question 1. Which one of the following is not a flow variable? This should flow through your veins by now. It should flow through your veins by now. Nice. Absolutely. 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 Let's keep it going. Next up, which one of the following is statements is incorrect? Which one of the following statements is incorrect? A, B, C, or D? When I come with today, you're serious, huh? Serious, serious, serious. Awesome stuff, Ria. Awesome stuff. Now 3, let's go. Let's keep the same fire burning. Which one of the following statements is incorrect? uh, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So let's see. In this case, the answer that I had mapped out is 1.3, that the transactions demand for money will increase when income decreases. If you look at the second option, the transaction demand for money will increase when income increases. That's true. And therefore, A in this case would be false. When we look at C, the determinant of the speculative demand for money is interest rates. That's actually a true statement. Speculation is all about making sure your money grows. When the interest rate is high, I put it into your investments. When the interest rate is low, I make sure that the money is in my hands. I hope that makes sense. And I hope that brings some clarity to you as well, Mr. Tiledi. Give me a thumbs up if we're good to go. And Ria, let me know as well. Cool, man. Cool, cool, cool. Right. Which one of the following statements is correct? A, B, C, or D? This one had me stumped, but you guys are more intelligent than that of myself. So I'm sure you'll be able to whip up some magic for us. So whip it up, whip it up, whip it up. Absolutely, absolutely. Last one. And I'll go to the next page after this. Which one of the following describes the correct implementation of the accommodation policy as part of an expansionary monetary policy? And I think what's good to do here is to just look at this expansionary monetary policy. Let's keep that at the back of our minds as I go to the next page and we have a look at the options. A, the Reserve Bank sells bonds to the open market. B, the Reserve Bank purchases bonds to the open market. C, the Reserve Bank decreases the repo rate. Or D, the Reserve Bank increases the repo rate. Remember, we're dealing with the expansionary monetary policy. What would it be? What would it be? What would it be? A, maybe a question I should ask is, what is the monetary policy? Absolutely. C. Remember, the monetary policy has to deal with the manipulation of interest rates. If it was government sells bonds and purchases government bonds, that has to do more with government expenditure. I'll probably put that under the fiscal policy as opposed to the monetary policy, if I had to pick. But because we know that the monetary policy deals with the repo rate, if we talk about expansionary monetary policy, we're talking about decreasing the repo rate. Give me a thumbs up if that's cool with you, Kamo. And I saw a question mark there, Ria. So let me know whether the question mark becomes an exclamation mark, becomes an exclamation mark. 100%. That's what the monetary the a decrease in the repo rate would actually do. Yeah, when you talk about expansionary monetary policy, 100%. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. 1.6, 1.6, 1.6. The table below shows GDP at constant prices for country for 2016 and 2017. Use the information in the table to answer 1.6. A, B, C, or D. I know you're saying B. So I'm going to quick look at my notes again. 1 second. Hold on, guys. Is B. Is B. I think the key word there, obviously, for this specific question was constant prices. That word constant. Next up, under the system of floating exchange rates, A, B, C, or D? This is the currencies that are controlled by the foreign exchange market, right? 100%. Yeah, 100%. 100%. This is about the foreign exchange market in this case. There is an element of that. But when you talk about under the floating exchange rates, you're also thinking, yeah, actually, yeah, 100%. System of float. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry. I was going a bit deeper when there was no need for debt. You guys are thinking, eh? Fair enough. You're right. It is. Okay, okay, right. Ria, what's the story? What's the story? What's the story? What's your take? I said, come on, I'm going to reward you early, and I'm going to say it's actually the correct one. Well, you can say D now. You can say D now. D is the correct one. Oh, I see. Man, just go out there, madam. Just go out there. You've got this. You've got this. You've got this. Next, 1.8. Which of the following is not a determinant of investment? Is it interest rates? Is it the cost of capital goods? I'm just going on to the next page. Or could it be the expected revenue to be earned from capital goods, or is it income? A, B, C, or D. If you need me to go back to the former page, let me know and I'll do so. Sure, with pleasure. Okay, the cost of capital goods, says Mr. Tiledi. What's your take, Ria? Sure. Okay, so in this case, guys, it is actually D. Remember that when we talk about investment, when we're looking at investment in this case, the interest rates, this is a definite, right? The cost of capital goods, the cost of the capital goods also is an investment decision. Is the cost going to be high or is it going to be low? That's a income. That's not an income. Sorry, that's an investment decision. You don't want the cost to be too high, nor do you always want it to be very low, basically, right? Now, on the other hand, when we look at your um, the expected revenue to be earned from capital goods, that's also a decision that you have to make. But remember now, investments are autonomous from income, and therefore income is not determinate. It's not about how much I have, it's about what's going to happen to my money. I hope that makes sense. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's keep it going. We still have more marks to obtain. The depreciation of the rand against the dollar. 100%. 100%. Next up, which one of the following statements relating to the consumption function is in the Keynesian macroeconomic model is not true? Absolutely. 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 In this case, it would be A. The others are true. Let me know if you're on the same page there, Kamo. Awesome stuff. 1.11. An economy has a population of 100 people, and 60 of those people are between the ages 15 and 60. Of these 17 people, of these, 17 people are willing and able to work but are currently not able to find jobs. Based on this information, which of the following statements is correct? I love this question. I love this question. Lovely. Absolutely. It's definitely C. All done. All right, in June 2012, the CPI in South Africa was 97.5. In June 2013, the CPI was 102.9. The annual inflation rate for this period can be calculated as punch in the numbers. Let's see. I'll shift to D once you've punched in the numbers. Okay. Okay. You don't want to look at D? Come on, let me know whether you also got the same answer or maybe a different one. Ha! All right, cool. No need to look at D. 100%, guys. You're 100% on the money with this one. It's definitely A. Let's complete this stuff. Let's complete this stuff. Which one of the following statements is incorrect? A, B, C, or D? I can hear the minds thinking. I can literally hear the minds thinking. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. A restrictive policy aims to reduce unemployment in the macro economy. Nope, that's not true at all. When you talk about restrictive fiscal policy, you're really looking at inflation. We want to actually begin to reduce inflation. Now, interesting thing is that remember, inflation and unemployment are on opposite spectrums. The more inflation, the less employment, right? The more inflation, the less employment. Whereas the more you reduce inflation, the more unemployment. So they've got a negative relationship in that regard, right? And therefore, if you have a restrictive policy, you actually end up increasing unemployment. The irony, the irony, the irony. I don't know about you, but that question was kind of cool. Ria, let me know what your thoughts were with that specific question as well, whether you're good to go. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Next one. Which one of the following is not an example of the structural unemployment? Awesome stuff, Kam. Awesome stuff. Because I know you put a question mark there, but you're on the money. Hmm. For me, I went with D, because when you say a recession, it has to do with demand. And remember, with structural employment, it's got nothing to do with demand. So I went with D on that one, but I understand how you get to C. But structural employment also has to do with individuals and stuff like that, and maybe there's a mismatch between the jobs and stuff. And in this case, when you look at the recession, it's got nothing to do with the actual job position. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let me know why you chose D. Or sorry, C. Let me know why you chose C. Maybe I could be wrong. Let's could be a good learning curve for all of us. But D for me was the answer. Yes, come. Go right ahead.
So can you
Yes, I can.
solid? I chose C because like C and D are similar in the sense that you don't really plan a global trend,
Mm-hmm.
and structural implies that it's specifically if you like developing. For example, you're moving towards technology. Obviously, you're gonna lay off a couple of workers because the technology does it better.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like the global trend towards greater health consciousness actually is like I don't think it's structural. It's just the trend.
Mm.
You can't control that.
Fair
Like for
enough.
example,
Fair enough.
COVID just came out of nowhere. So it's not like we planned for COVID.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Very good reasoning there. Ria, let me know what your thoughts are as well. Let me actually have a quick look at the textbook and actually verify this as well, so that we leave in one accord. Just one sec. Okay, it says here structural unemployment on page 451. Structural unemployment is somewhat more complex, whereas cyclical employment is related to the fluctuations in the general state of the economy, i.e., the business cycle. Structural unemployment usually is confined to certain industry sectors or categories of workers. Structural employment occurs when there is a mismatch between the work qualification and job requirements, or when a job disappears because of structural changes in the economy. Consider the following examples. One, certain workers lack the necessary education, training, or skills required to obtain a job, even when the economy is booming. Okay. That's one. Just obviously, that has nothing to do with the ones that I've put there yet. And it says here, changes in production methods or techniques can drop in the demand for people with particular qualifications or skills. Nowadays, machines can perform tasks for which previously required qualified or skilled people. For example, the introduction of automatic teller machines reduced the number of jobs opportunities for bank tellers. Automation has also resulted in the loss of many jobs in the manufacturing sector. People who are replaced by labor-saving machines are sometimes classified as technologically unemployed. Next up, changes in the types of goods and services being produced can also cause unemployment. For example, a fall in the demand for cigarettes because of health associated with smoking can lead to unemployment in the tobacco industry, which I think would be the case in C under structural. That at the end of the day, you're looking at the global trend towards healthier conscious. So I think that might fall into structural in this case. Let me know if that works better. If we can go with D, let me know, Kamo. Um, I kind of feel like that has been highlighted there as well. D, on the other hand, seems to be more cyclical, if anything. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Yeah. But good challenging question. Good challenging question. Good challenging question. All right, let's keep it going. Capital widening. A refers to A, B, C, or D. I say no more and I go with the flow. Absolutely. C. Next, 1.16. Although government intervention in the economy is sometimes justified, governments may still fail when they intervene. Government failure occurs because, excuse me, A, B, C, or D. I'm talking about government failure. Okay, let's have some fun then. Ria, are you gonna have some fun too? The fun is over. Yeah, 100%, guys, 100%, 100%, 100%. All right, 1.17. Which one of the following will increase the size of the multiplier? Bingo. Absolutely. Next up, 1.18. Which one of the following is not a characteristic of an economic downswing? Interesting. Just highlight the not. It's a nice, tricky question, I'll also say. Ria, let me know what your thoughts are. Maybe while we're on it, come on, let me know. Remember, with consumption and spending, that is a form of aggregate demand as well, right? Okay, cool, 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 cool. Let me give you guys the answer. So in this case, guys, the answer is actually A. Right, and I'll tell you why. So you find that when you're going on a downswing, right, and the downswing in this case is that we used to be at A, we're now going down to B. What essentially happens is that unemployment, yes, 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 yes. When there's growth, an upswing, inflation always increases because the prices are also going up as well, right? So unemployment increases is definitely a downswing thing. Aggregate demand decreases, definitely a downward thing. And consumption spending decreases, definitely a downward thing as well. It's just inflation rates increases, that's more of an upswing because prices are going up. 100%. Let me know if you're good there. Perfect stuff. Perfect stuff. And I see you auto-corrected there, Kamo, so I feel like you'll be good to go. Last two questions. Which of the following accurately describes the effect of an expansionary fiscal policy? Absolutely. Absolutely. Kamo, let me know if you got more or less the same as well. And if you need an explanation, you know what to do. Okay, perfect. Let's just quickly go through that. So in this case, when we talk about your expansionary fiscal policy, it the first question that we need to ask ourselves is which curve does it affect? Which curve does it affect? Right? And in this case, it will affect your AD curve, right? It will affect your AD curve because your expansionary or your fiscal policies and your monetary policies affect your AD curve. This is back to the ADAS model. Now, if you put expansionary together, it also means that you are either increasing government spending, increasing consumer spending, sorry, increasing government spending, I mean to say, or reducing taxes, which means that it will shift the aggregate demand curve to the right. And I think there's a table, I'll give you the number, or rather it's on more on macroeconomic theory and policy. Let me know if you can find that in your book, Kamal. More on economic theory, macroeconomic theory and policy. And have a look at one of the figures, which should be expansionary monetary and fiscal policy in the ADAS framework. Let me know as soon as you find it and just give me a thumbs up if you're good. Perfect, perfect. Good to go? Does it make more sense? Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. Right, last one. Which one of the following statements is correct? And let me know if you need me to go to the next page. Yup. Okay, CL. Okay, Ria. Ah, nice guys. Cool. Awesome stuff. I think you guys have a very good mastery on your multiple choice. Let's give only 3 more pages left. Let's give this question one a good try. I will let you guys work out 1.1 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. If you've got any questions, I'm right here. You can go ahead and ask away. But I'll give you time to go through the question. Hey, Luke, hope that you're awesome. We're just on question. Yes, you can type out the answers. You can type out the answers and put them into the chat. And if anybody has a question and to say, that doesn't sound right, give me a shout as well. And we'll obviously go through it. Good question. I'll put it onto the board. It happens, man. It happens. It happens. It happens. PS Ria, you're on the money. Awesome stuff. 100% Ria, you're on the money there as well. Awesome stuff, Kamal. Luke, let me know if we're good. Sure, Kamal, sure. All right, so in this case, and Ria, you're on the money there as well. So that's I got as well. The multiply in this case is going to be, because we've got your open economy with government, it'll be 1 over 1 minus C, open bracket 1 minus T, plus M. All right, and then from there we'll obviously begin to plug in your variables. So 1, C in this case would be 0.6 minus 0.6, open brackets 1 minus T. T in this case would be taxes, and therefore it's 0.15 plus m. M in this case is 0.1. And if you plug that into your calculator, you should get 1.7. And this is rounding it off. Let me know what your answer is there, Kamo. And if you've got any other questions around that, please give me a shout. Awesome stuff. And yeah, I hear you, Rio, with that one. It does look small, but that was the answer that I also got as well. I'll just wait for Kamo to also more or less do the calculations there, and then we'll take it from there. Cool, cool, cool. So did you multiply 1.7 times, or rather, let me know what you got for 1.3. 1.7 times your 1.1. 1.7 times 1.1. Because remember, our equation is as follows. Y0 is equals to the multiplier, which we figured out, plus autonomous spending. You got autonomous spending already, so all you're doing is basically multiplying. Yeah, there we go. Let me know what digits you get, and then let's get into your 1.4. This one I'll be a bit patient. Ria, you can go on with the next couple of questions as we go through this one. I like to spend my time with calculations. So come on, let's get in there. There we go. Then obviously round it off, you then get 100%. 100%. Let's get into 1.4, man. Let's get into 1.4. I forgot there are going to be people watching this video and they must also know what's going on. So in this case, the multiplier is 1.70. This would be equal to 1266.5. Round it off. 1267. Come on, let me know how you're doing. And Ria, let me know how question 2.1 is faring for you, if you're there, as in on the question. Um, there we go, 100%. That's to find the change, because remember your equation in this case will be change in government spending will be equal to the change in y over the multiplier. And the change in y is now yf minus y0. YF is inside the actual sheet itself, and then your Y0, which is your equilibrium income, is actually on question 1.3. So you subtract the two and divide it by the multiplier. Let me know what answer you get as a result. Okay, Ria, cool. We'll get down to that. We'll get down to that. Awesome stuff. Right. So I liked both 40.35 and obviously 40.1. I got 40.1, but I would be very lenient here because they didn't really ask us for any decimal places last I checked. Yeah. So I'll be pretty lenient here in that regard. All right. So I'll say 40.35, approximately 40 point. Wait a second. Ria, 40.35. Let me know how you got that because on mine I also got 40.1. Oh, you didn't round off anyway. Oh, okay, cool. All right. I started rounding off very early. So perhaps you only round off towards the end. Let me just make sure I have a look at my memo as well. So if you didn't round off anything, what was the digit that you had as the difference between your? Because when I did it, the change in y was 68.10 over 1.7. Let me know what you got there, yeah. Oh, okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, cool. Well, if we use a rounded off figure, you get to 40.1. I guess in your case, Rio, if you don't use that, then you obviously get your 40.35. It's hard for me to say which one would be which because the question doesn't necessarily ask what decimal place. So it's hard to get a conclusion. What I would say is that if you do round off, keep it consistent. If you don't round off, then keep it consistent as well. If that makes any sense. I know it doesn't really give us a conclusion to the actual answer, but because we don't have a decimal place, I think to say this many decimal places, it's hard for me to say. And maybe it's at the beginning, but I'll have a look as well. In the interim, let's go to 2.1. I hope you guys make that makes sense, but let's go to 2.1 for now and take it from there. It says the South African Reserve Bank follows a policy of inflation targeting. Outline the 5 key features of this policy. Ray, you said there's only 4. Let's have a look and see. It's 5. Which page? Which page, sir? Which page? Give us the reference. Give us the reference. All right, cool. Inflation targeting in the new textbook. I'm just waiting for my page to load here. Is on page 440 to 441. And there are 5 there you'll see. Look at the dots, but also right up there you'll see all 5. Let me know if you can see them. Perfecto. Cool. What heading? You don't want to use your online source there, sir? It's under inflation, anti-inflation policy. Let me know if you can find it there as well, eh? And then you'll have inflation targeting under that. Anti-inflation policy under inflation. So it's inflation, which is the chapter title. You're going to anti-inflation policy. Let me know as soon as you find inflation targeting. Let's get on to the next one. If you find it, Kamo, next one, 2.2. Besides keeping inflation under control, macroeconomic policy should also be aimed at curbing unemployment. Describe 5 demand side measures that can be implemented in order to reduce unemployment in an economy. And remember here, you are looking at 5 different demand side measures. Definitely inside the textbook. I've got the page number with me, but I want y'all to do some little work, so I'll leave you to it. And name them, man. Name them. You know, get that practice in. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Awesome. Let's uh let's go to question 3. Let's go to question 3. And question 3 states the following. Briefly explain the 3 broad functions of a government. And 3.2 as well. I'll give you time to actually go through both. I'll give you time to go through both. I feel like you guys have a very good handle on number one, explaining the stuff once you see it from the textbook. So do me a favor, just give me the page number. Even yourself, Kamo, if you use an internet source, just give me the internet source as well. But just give me the page numbers for now because I feel like you guys have a good grasp on the actual material and finding it and so forth. So just the page number will do for the rest of the theory that we're going to be discussing. And if you have any questions around it, let's engage. Let's engage. So let's get down to question number 3. Sure, sure, that's perfect. Give me the chapter title and the chapter title and where you found it, and that should be good as well. Or better yet, Kamo, just give me the page number as well. I think it'll help people who have the old textbook as well. As much as I'd love to, yeah, let's just get the page number for you. We're good. We'll be good with that. Andrea, same goes to you. Luke, same goes to you as well. Page 271. All right, that's the old. I'll just put O for old. Then page. Just going to my memo. Yeah, 310. 100%. What about the next one? There we go. Looks like this is freezing. Let me jump in and jump back out. As you guys go on to the next one. 100%. 100%. I'm just going to leave the session quickly and I'll be back just now. Oh, guys, sorry, man. So I just jumped in and I forgot that forgot my thing was off again. Yeah, if I keep silent for too long, guys, just give me a shout and say, "Sir, we can't hear you." Apologies for that. Right, we're on 4.1. I 100% agree. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Let's go on to 4.2. Economic growth is usually measured in terms of the rate of change in real gross domestic product from one period to the next. However, using GDP as a measure of economic growth does have its shortcomings. Nice. Identify four problems associated with GDP as a measure for economic growth. Drum roll. Let's get that answer. Yes, sir. And yes, ma'am. Next page. Next page. And let me know, guys, are you fine with just putting the page numbers down, or do you actually want to write out the stuff? Let me not stop you if you're like, no, 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 I prefer to write it out. Just let me know in the chat. Okay, cool. All right. And Kamo, I presume it's the same. So if you guys have any questions, I'm sure you'll just ask, right? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. No sweat. Let's continue there. Let's continue there. Let's go to page, not page, sorry. Next question, 1.1. Using the ADAS model, draw a graph and explain the effect of the implementation of restrictive monetary policy on the equilibrium price level and the equilibrium level of output. Now we did a bit of that yesterday. So same thing, page number, and give me the figure that you'd be looking at. Figure what point what. And if it's opposite of what you see, then just write the opposite of what I see. There we go. Absolutely. 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 Just write that down. Everybody else. And just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. So that 1.1 is answered. We'll just keep going. And vice versa. Not vice versa. Same as you. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Just keep going through it. Just keep going through it. I'll just verify whether they're right or wrong. Mm-hmm. Andrea, is that for 1.2? Okay. Mm, I'm liking it. 1.3. Let's go to 1.3. And Luke, let me know if you're there. Let me know if you're there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Come on, people are going to love the fact that we have old page numbers here. Eh? Just gotta say. Mm-hmm. I can verify that. I can verify that. Let's go to question number 3. If the central bank has sufficient foreign exchange reserves available, it can intervene. Ah, nice. Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Lucky for us, we wouldn't have to draw the curves, but it does give us a very good explanation to understand both of those graphs as well. Which you could add. Which you could add. Oh, sorry. A graphical representation of each cause of inflation is required. So yes, thank you. 100%. Interesting enough, it's also the same in the old textbook, which is figure 20.1 and 20.2. 3.1. If the central bank has sufficient foreign exchange reserves available, it can intervene to stabilize a depreciating currency. Explain with aid of a graph how this process of managed floating can be implemented. Right, and guys, remember the magic of the graphs is that whatever is written below it explains the graph. So you literally just need to work off that specific model. Whatever's right underneath the graph, the gray box, basically explains the graph. Good stuff. Mhm. And let me know if you also get this one, Ria. I found this on page 348. Let me know if I'm right or misguided. 2.6. Wait a second. Okay. Um, what I will do is perhaps say 346 to 348. As it says here, true policies available to central bank in dealing with the depreciating currency. So I looked through page 346, and then page 348 had some bullet points that I could also look into as well, which was do nothing and use interest rates. Besides managed floating, and managed floating in the sense would be in between those 2 points. Let me know if you can see it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 3.3, end of paper. What impact would the depreciating currency have on each of the following? And this is actually in a table, so yeah. Perfect. Did you also see it on the page? Let me know if you also saw it on the page as well. Okay, perfect. Also, what impact will a depreciating currency have on each of the following? Balance in the current account, domestic prices, volume of exports. Let me know what page number you would find it at. And just for the cherry on the cake, right? Just let me know. 3.1.1, when you go 3.1, apart from the page number and the table, just put down 3.3.1, whether it would increase or decrease, domestic prices increase or decrease, volume of exports increase or decrease. Just a cherry on the cake. I know you've been doing page numbers, but just as a cherry on the cake. Ah, nice. Come on with the easy Ross. I agree. All right. And just I know that you're on the money with this one, but remember it's 3, 4, 5 in this case. Yeah, I know it's just a button there. 5, 2, and this was in the new textbook. And in the old textbook, it's 308, 16.2 as well. That's in the old. Guys, are there any questions in concern with the question paper?